Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the Explore story clip from Ali Edwards. This was released in July of 2023 and I had a really hard time with this kit. So I'm going to make a series of mini kits. I ended up making 3, but I struggled. There's just something about this that wasn't cohesive. I wasn't crazy about the dark neutral colors mixed with these bright colors. I had a really hard time putting things together, but I think I came up with some things that hopefully will work. We'll see. I just wanted to show you what I didn't end up using, which is a lot. This pile in particular is going to be given away because I can't see myself using any of these. Either I don't like the aesthetic of it, or it's just something that I can't use. And then these things I will keep. While I couldn't make them work, and listen, that could totally be me. I could be having an off month. It may not be the kit, but I like to be honest and real, and this is what worked and what did not work for me this month. So I'm going to hold on to these. I love this. I just didn't really have any pictures, or I couldn't come up with a way to use it. All right, so I'm gonna set this aside and show you what I am going to use. So this month I even had to print out pictures because I just wasn't getting inspiration. Again, it could be just a low inspiration month for me. So I had to start with picture, which I've been starting with kit. And then having some idea what I'm going to do with it, and then going to choose pictures. But this month, I had to go searching around my pictures first. So I chose this photo. I sort of went with some of these colors that I really loved. There was nature elements. This is the other thing that I was struggling with. There were lots of nature elements and then lots of city elements. And like I couldn't get that to make sense, but let's see what happens with this. So this is a map, or a little piece of a map. It's a little cut off of a trip that we took in July to Florida. We went to a swamp in the middle of July, which was kind of crazy, but I felt like I have a ton of stories to go with this. It's going to go in my mini kit album book, which is 5.5 by 8. Somehow I'm going to use these as flaps. I don't know if I'm going to put this together and then add a few more pictures in the center. That's one of the ideas. I do like this because I have a lot of different little snippets of stories for this day at the swamp. And I know the city kind of doesn't make sense, but I'm going to use it for the color, and it's a map, so it's good, right? And we didn't bike, but I like the orange because the orange was in the map, so I'm just going to go with it and I'm going to use it. This is from the digital kit. It's a stamp, and it was really tiny small, and I think it also had some words on the bottom which I just erased. And I'm going to bring out some of the orange just because it's the opposite of this green. I just like that combination. Again, it's in the map, the orange and the green, and that's it. We'll see how this one works out. The second one, again, here I have, oh wait, sorry, forgot one thing. I always forgot to say what I'm going to add for my stash. I'm going to add these cool tags from Felicity Jane. I just like the gold in them, and maybe I'll play up some gold in there. That's pretty basic. And I think I'm going to do a letter in here, so I pulled these really old thickers. They're kind of off-white now. They're not even really true white, but that doesn't really bother me. So we'll just add those two sort of very generic white colored items there. This second little kit is, I love this saying. I don't love the pink, so somehow I'm going to have to change this up. But I love this saying. This actually sparked a story, which I was really happy about talking to my son. He is ready to start choosing colleges. He's going into senior year. He has a really kind of odd major that he's pursuing, which is zoology, and he's getting a lot of flack from family because they're like, what is that and what are you going to do with that? And so me encouraging him not to listen to all that noise and go with what's in his heart. This kid has loved animals and exploring since he was this little, and I want him to hold on to that. So that's, my journaling is done. This is going to be really simple, a TN page, and somehow I'm going to use this quote about choosing your own path and not chasing the dreams of others. From my stash, I had to add quite a bit because, not quite a bit, but two things, because again, not enough of the kit went with this. So I have these cool Tim Holtz metal tokens, they call them. So I love this. Just one life, own your dreams, go and explore. I've had this forever. I think I bought this at Joann. A green label because, you know, I always have to use labels. And then I also pulled this. So there was a big sale on story kits. I think I paid $10 for a kit, which was a really good deal. And one of the things that I love the most about it was this felt heart. So follow your heart, path, I don't know. So I'm going to try to use this somehow. I'm not sure. Center it. I don't know. Somehow I'm going to use this. This is from the whole story kit that came out, I guess, sometime last year. So that is another little mini kit. I'll put that one over here. And then my last one is this one. So I have this picture again from the same vacation that we went to the swamp. We also stayed near to the beach and to Naples, Florida. It was beautiful. This is a picture of the resort. And I kind of want to use the stamp. I've been ignoring the stamp. I don't know if I'm going to go with the physical stamp because the images are a little bit small. I love this map stamp. I love the heart. I'm not sure which direction I'm going to go here, but it's going to be mostly stamped, digital or real. And I'm going to talk about all the places that we explored. Again, the story coming from the story kit. And then I have this strip, which kind of I think will go color-wise and theme-wise. And then from my stash, Paper Person Shop is always comes out with the best travel kits. This one I believe was from last month, July maybe. Just love the icons and the city feel of it. And then somehow I'll work in ampersands. For some reason I have a huge collection of ampersands. So this one from Studio Calico I'll use if I go with bolder colors like what's in here. If I match the picture and go with something softer, then these from La La Land from Lora by Lora will be perfect. All right, so there we go. Here are our 3 kits. Really, really different, right? So choosing a path in life, vacation, swamp. All right, so let me get making and then I'll come back and show you what I came up with. All right, so here we go. I finished all 3 layouts. I'm going to start with this one from the swamp because it ended up being my favorite one, which I'm kind of surprised about, but I really love the way this one turned out. So this was the base photo that I started out with. Originally, I thought I was going to put this letter A in here, but I wanted to give the layout, you know, I had the place in the background, but I wanted to give it like a more of a focal point, and that's me walking on the boardwalk in the swamp, because I felt like all I had were trees up here, and then I had this huge, like something that looks like a logo, I guess, that was the digital stamp. And instead of a letter, I just thought this picture went a little bit better. Let me see if you can see that. Pretty sure you can. Okay, and so then I moved the A down into the chipboard of the forest. I guess that's like my make-believe swamp. And put that right onto the picture of the map. I added one little brad. They're backless and sticky, gold to kind of match this tag. And that was it on this left side. So I ended up using the card. I used the digital version because it was just so much easier to line up all the stories. And so I told the 5 little separate stories from that day and what I remember, and and line them up. And it had a green strip, which I just felt it made the card a little bit too long because my page is only 8 inches, not 8.25, and I wanted to fit more words. So I got rid of that in the digital version and just didn't print that out. And then when we open it up, this has a hinge in it because it'll eventually go in my album. So let me just carefully open it up, but you see that half of the picture backs this. And I just cut a picture of the boardwalk and of the swamp in half. And then I tucked the 3 little transparency circles right under that photo. I'm not sure if I'm going to add more journaling or a stamp or something here. I've left it blank for now, but it was just to break up all the green and add a little bit of the metal, a little touch of the metal. And I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I feel like when I look at this, it reminds me immediately of being on that boardwalk and what this looked like when we first started our little hike through, not a hike, a walk. Let's walk down the boardwalk of the swamp. But yeah, I really like this layout. This definitely is my favorite. This hinge is a little finicky. Maybe at some point I'll show how I end up putting that in the book. But we're gonna call that one done. The second one came out super simple, which really was my intention. So I had this full photo of my son on the left. I ended up adding the label, a stamp. This is just something I had lying around my desk. The inside actually of a geotag, so it makes for a good flat enamel dot, I guess. I used the actual physical stamp for Explore. I did it with archival ink right on the picture. And on the right side, we have this balancing of a super like, it's just black and green photo that's super neutral. And then there's just this one pop of color right in this one spot. And I like that. I like that kind of design. And then it makes the black and white words stand out. This was a card. It was the pink card. So I didn't really like that color, but I love the saying. Again, used the digital, printed it on vellum. I smeared it a little bit, but you know what? I printed this out 2 times. I wasn't gonna do it a 3rd time. I got kind of annoyed. So I'm just leaving it like that because crafting is not perfect most of the time. The felt pieces was from the whole kit. And then I ended up using the token, and I think I did. I put a little silver brad in there because there was a hole there. And super simple, super clean, nice little pop of color. Okay, so now we have this one. And this one's, I like this one too. This is my second favorite, I would say. So this one is 90% digital. I used the digital stamp version of the physical stamp. So here's the physical stamp, and I'll show you the exact pieces that I used. So first I used this half circle, and I created all of these little half circles in the bright colors. And then I overlaid this stamp, which is the map, right on top to break up some of that color. And I wanted to really underscore the theme of exploring and city and places that we went. Then I added the labels of some of the significant places we went or ate, or the ones that I really wanted to remember. The Today I Explored was from a card, from a journaling card. So I started out with that one. And I think that's all. Those were the 2 stamps that I used. I ended up using these 2 to create this center piece. Then on this side, I used the things from my stash. So the Paper Person Shop chipboard. This is just something I had laying around. And then this, there's a circle of vellum there just to give it a little bit of a pop and a place to ground it. And some more story here. I ended up going with the geotags from Studio Calico just because they match these brighter colors a little bit better. And I just love this kind of tropical, bright rainbow type of color palette. And that's it. Like, these are my pages. They're pretty simple. I love 2 of them. I like the one of my son. Like I said, I kind of struggled with this one a bit. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty happy with these pages. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave me comments, subscribe if you want a heads up to the next time I post one of these videos. I do intend to keep up with the series because I'm really loving the stories that I'm coming out with, and I love the mini albums that I'm starting to complete. I'm going to do a flip through because I think I completed like 1.5 so far. So the complete one I'm definitely going to flip through on my Instagram, and I'll also walk it through here on my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next month.